What's good, YouTube land? That we're Collector here. You've seen the title of the video. I'm stepping out of my comfort range a little bit because we're moving over to McFarlane Toys with their take on Sub-Zero. I don't know how new this is, but I've seen this on Twitter, and I'm kind of excited because they've also released, or at least pictures have been released, of a Scorpion to accompany this guy, because you've got to have your two Mortal Kombat mascots. But yeah, this is Sub-Zero's design out of the most recent game, Mortal Kombat 11. It's weird that it just says Mortal Kombat instead of Mortal Kombat 11. But you can see get a picture of the shot of the logo right there, toy right there. This is my first McFarlane's. I haven't dealt with this line a lot. I mostly stick to Hasbro now because Transformers and Power Rangers are all owned by the same people, and Mattel, because I do the WWE figures, which I haven't done in a long time. Another shot of Sub-Zero right here, his name, or if you prefer, Kuai Liang. Although this is Kuai Liang, you could prefer Bihan. I don't know. This isn't Bihan because Bihan is Noob Saibot. Mortal Kombat logo again right there with McFarlane Toys right here. Another picture of the toy right there. And on the back, 22 moving parts. They tell you everything you're going to expect. And his name, Sub-Zero, shot of him holding the axes. And just got your logos, your NetherRealm Studios, your Warner Brothers. Because they are in the same universe as DC, technically. Because, hey, Superman's crossed over with the Terminator. The Terminator's crossed over with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has ended up in the DC universe. It's all interconnected. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not normally one for an impulse buy, but I was in EB Games buying Luigi's Mansion 3, and I saw this. I'm like, Sub-Zero, I want that. Not even thinking about it at all. Just yeah, I can afford it. I'm buying Sub-Zero. Because it's freaking Sub-Zero, man. How can you not want Sub-Zero? So, in the sleeve, you have this. You also, it's not a diorama, but you have right there a little stand. Which, can I actually get out? That's the question. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a little, I don't know, I don't want to call it a diorama, but it's like the Mortal Kombat logo. And oh, right, see. With what looks like blood splatter on it. Yeah, I'm not going to keep this because I have to, this is kind of stupid, this. You have to legitimately rip it off just to get at what is kind of a pointless display stand. This. It says Mortal Kombat on it with the K because combat. Ha ha ha. And let's get Sub-Zero out here. Where is he? We have to, there's not much holding him in place other than plastic. It's just like a little band. Come on. I don't feel like grabbing my scissors. Ah, there we go. Let's get him out. So, Sub-Zero. Oh, he's denser, thicker plastic than I expected. That might not be a good thing. Ah, that ratchet. There we go. Ah. Oh. Ooh, he's. Oh. Hello. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. So first up, the head sculpt. It's not perfect. My biggest thing, and my biggest issue with this MK11 design, I expect this to be soft plastic. It's not. With the MK11 Sub-Zero design, is this. Because this was not in the story mode. They based it, like, everything that is based off Sub-Zero from MK11 uses this, but in the story mode, which in my opinion they should be basing off instead, he didn't have a headpiece on. He didn't have a mask on. You saw his full face and his beard, and it was a magnificent beard. And like, sure, if you were playing anything other than the story mode, he had this on, but you have customizing options in the game. That's kind of the big thing of MK11. You have tons of unlockable costumes. You can unlock a face, like a. You can remove the face mask. You have that option. And in my opinion, they should have gone with that kind of head sculpt, more accurate to like the story mode. But also, the face, and along with all the pictures, look really derpy. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate they've done this to such a badass character. Like, that's part of the awesomeness of Sub-Zero, in my opinion, is like how calm yet stern he is. And a lot of that is expressed in his face. And this kind of, I can't even tell if this is supposed to be, because Sub-Zero is Chinese, I believe. Yeah. At least Kuai Liang and Bi Han, the Lin Kuei are initially Chinese. Even though, I love this part of lore, hilariously, he moved the Lin Kuei headquarters to Antarctica. Even though none of the rest of his tribe you are cryomancers. It's only to satisfy him that they moved to Antarctica. This toy, just feeling it, he's a lot sturdier than let's say somebody I would correlate to him, the Lightning Collection Lord Zed, or just the Lightning Collection in general. These feel like they're going for the same kind of toy, but this is a lot sturdier. Lord Zed, he's gotten a little bit, not floppy, but like, he's smooth. He feels a lot smoother, and like, he's not as tight as just touching this Sub-Zero. This plastic feels dense. And I understand, here's the thing that bothers me. Sub-Zero, well, technically, if you ask him, he's not a ninja. He has all over his body kunai and little tontos. Like, he has basically ninja weapons. He has like shurikens for bicep armor, but he never uses them. He only fights with his cryomancy and his awesome techniques. But like, what is the point of walking into battle with weapons you're never going to use? I don't know. It's like walking into a fist fight with a gun. Well, not quite, but I'm trying to make a. I think I'm trying to make a point. Other than that, I like his design from MK11. It's like a step up. Like MK, you can mark the trajectory the Mortal Kombat games have been going just by how armored Sub-Zero and Scorpion have gotten over the years. Because like MK9, back to basics, like updated but still kind of just basic cloth material. MKX, they kind of got a little bit more. Like, oh god, Scorpion MK9, no, just no, it didn't work. MKX got better, especially because he took off his mask and started referring to himself as Hanzo Hasashi. But in MK11, they're older, so they've gotten more armor on them, like a Scorpion. I said Scorpion. I want to do a review of that Scorpion toy now. But Sub-Zero has like shoulder-plated armor over his. It's not quite a gi. It kind of looks like it'd be a gi, but like he's armored himself up in the shoulders. Again, the shurikens, the backs of his forearms, a little bit on the shins. Like, it's a cool design. I like it. Ooh. Yeah, listen to that. I don't know how to feel about that. But you can see he's not really wearing a shirt. I think he's more like wearing a vest with some gauntlets on. Like, I'm curious. They don't ever explain it in MK11, but where's the dragon amulet? That's the whole thing. That's the symbol of leadership of the Lin Kuei. He should have wearing the dragon amulet. I don't know, because maybe there was a comic between MKX and MK11 that explained it, but I never saw him wearing the dragon amulet in MK11. We have to go into articulation. This is the whole thing. 22 points. So his neck, it can swivel at the base. Like, right. I don't know how well you can. Let's dive in a bit. Yeah, you can see it. I think it's ball joint. Nope. Yes, it is. Oh, and I pulled it off. But it's a long stem, a long stick plugged onto a ball joint. So like all the motion comes from inside his chest, which looks a bit odd. And it also seems to be a pain in the ass to get back on. There we go. But you do get some range of motion. You get some ovular range. You can get swivel like that. He can look down a little bit. He can look up somewhat. It's not bad. Wait, does he have a secondary neck joint? Due to his claw, like his headpiece, no, he doesn't. But the ball joint's now a little bit looser because I kind of unstuck it. I guess it was a little stuck or something because there's a bit more motion now that I popped it off. It's not loose, but like I can tell there's a bit, like I have a bit more access to it. Shoulders, universal joint, go all the way around. I hate this kind of like faux ratcheted outward shoulder motion because combined with the butterfly joint in there, it makes it like you can't really use it because you end up using the butterfly but you can get that much outward. And then let's count the joint. That's at least 4 to go 90 degrees. Or at least 4 in total to go that high up. Yeah, that's 4. And you do have a little bit of this motion. That kind of natural shoulder range in the butterfly joint. It's not really a butterfly joint. It's like, well, it looks like it works like a natural shoulder joint. Bicep swivel. Yes, indeed. Uninhibited by the armor. Elbow, double jointed. But you can only get that much curl. It does look... It's a natural curl. It's tight like a natural curl, but you also get a little bit of exposed elbow. And it's also on a faux ratchet joint as well. A little bit of clicking. I don't know if you could hear that. Wrist on a hinge and a swivel. So you can go forward, backwards a little bit, which is thankful because he is a sword. He does like to wield his ice axes when doing his brutal fatalities. There is a waist. I'm gonna assume it's a ball joint because you get kind of ball jointed range. Although I am worried about bending the soft plastic and actually something stabbing into my hand. Huh. But you can also get a swivel out of it. Can you ab crunch not a tiny bit? Like that much? Like I'm almost forcing it out of the joints, but you can bend it a little bit forward. Or that was backwards. This is forwards. A little bit. Hips can go all the way out, all the way forward because of the soft plastic, slightly squishy plastic of the ends of his outfit, all the way outwards on a faux ratchet joint. Although that does bend the Tonto, unfortunately. About 5 clicks out, he can do the full Van Damme, which is kind of amusing to me. In my there, I didn't even talk about sculpting, but I'll talk about that in a second. Thigh swivel, do you have one? I'm gonna say no. You can't. You can barely move it this like that much. There's no real thigh motion. You do have one at the knee swivel though, at the knee joint, which can go all around. As for that knee, double jointed. Very nice bend to it. Also faux ratcheted. Let's see. Okay, at least more than 10 clicks, so there's definitely room to play with that, which is very nice. Ankle. The top of the ankle is on a swivel, along with a hinge to go forward and backwards, along with allowing some range of ankle posability. And he has a toe joint. That is rare. He can break his toe. Ugh, that looks painful. So, I guess we can focus a little bit more on the wardrobe. There is a little bit of texturing, or like molded in detail, because this is smooth, but like got lines. Got some texture on his pants, his ninja pants. Yeah, don't ever ask Kuai Liang where the ninja convention is, because the Lin Kuei are not ninja. But overall, some of these joints are a little bit stiff. Like they need a good playing with to kind of like break them in. It feels like. But other than that, articulation's solid. About what you expect on a modern day kind of retail posable action figure. At least what I hope to expect on everything. There's no joints missing. The thigh swivel is kind of unfortunate, but I can work around that. Yeah, and I'm really happy to have a posable toy of Kuai Liang, and I really hope this line survives, the McFarlane line, beyond Scorpion and Sub-Zero, because there are other characters that like I would probably collect the whole cast from NK11, probably, but like I'm not surprised they started with Sub-Zero and Scorpion, because those kind of are like the two most bankable, iconic characters in the franchise. Probably more so than Liu Kang, just because kind of Liu Kang's like kind of vanilla. Like he doesn't really have much. Like he has his fire, but other than that, he's just a guy who does martial arts and is in love with katana. He really doesn't have much. He's a monk, but this guy's an awesome cryomancer ninja from China, from who was originally born in that world, who raised in China and lives in the Arctic. Like that is an awesome backstory. But we're not quite done yet. We have accessories. First off, there are holes in his feet to support. Where is it gonna go? I guess it'll go like yeah for the stand. I'm trying to make the Mortal Kombat words like they don't. Okay, I really don't think this stand is designed very well. Look at that. It's either that or friggin' like that. Like that. Neither of those really look good for like having the words. Where's he gonna stand? He's gonna stand right there. Kuai Liang, you can stand there for a second. So we have 3 accessories in the box, and none of them are hands, surprisingly. This guy doesn't do hands, which I'm not sure if I mind that much. Swappable hands have a potential risk in them if they like they're not very good, or like the connection's not very good. They could pose nightmares. So first 2 accessories are, well, they're a pair of axes. Are they the exact? They're not the exact same mold, I don't think. Although they might be. No, they definitely are the exact same mold. I was hoping, because in the game you can customize the look of his axe to have like 2 different ones. So I was semi hoping that they would do that, but I'm not surprised for the retail $26.99 that they're the same mold. Now they are translucent blue because they are made out of ice. Because Cryomancer, ice magic, he makes his main weapons out of ice. And this is the best you're gonna get for like a thing to represent a frozen axe at this price range. If you want better ones, you're gonna have to go like Hot Toys or something like that. If hot like the multiple $100 range. If you want like, I don't even know if they would be more accurate at that point, but I'm just, really only other option for like a articulated version of Kuai Liang. Where are you? You're right there. Don't kill me, please. What other choice do you have, really? So we'll take a good look. There is quite a bit of molded in detail to get like the cracks and all that. Like he's very artistic when it comes to his axes. I imagine he would make a killing in like ice sculptures. But boom. But it does have, other than that, a little bit of texture on what's supposed to be the handle, and he can hold them. his hands are wide enough to, yep, there we go. Takes a little bit of futzing to get it perfect. One thing that's kind of bugged me since I've played MKX, he forms a giant axe, like a much bigger version of his axe, but it has metal bits in it. How does that make sense for a cryomancer? He can't make metal because they're like in the game. He makes a big axe, but it has silver pieces in it. Like it's obviously like things or like gray pieces in it that look like metal. But he does actually kind of look dynamic with his axes, and unfortunately, he can only point them forward like a tiny bit. Like the wrist joint, while it will go like this, it won't stay there, unfortunately. But he can look somewhat dynamic and threatening, just standing there. But the third accessory, takes, I don't know if I'd say more explaining. So this is a frozen skull, spine included. If you have a good close-up shot of that. This is for his fatality, where this is going to get very descriptive. So you might want to plug your ears. It's not going to be family friendly. He impales his victim on an ice sculpture of himself and then punches into their chest, rips out their spine and skull. And then, not only does he do that, but he freezes it. Again, this is the best quality you're going to get at this price range. He freezes it, and then he punches through the back of it. There's not really, there's nothing to indicate this would be gimmicked to punch through, but due to the molding, it's kind of funny. There's a little patch right there that kind of looks like they would put a gimmick right there. Now, my big question, I don't think he can, but can he hold? Oh, there are also scenes and in his intros where he has a skull and he holds it up, he freezes it, and he smashes it. And he can actually hold that skull. Like he's holding it down, he holds it up. It could also be from that. Both possibilities for for the more the more creative people. You can imagine him doing that. And it does look good from a certain point of view. I know there is a story to whose head he's frozen, but I don't remember it. And yeah, he does kind of look threatening. It's hilarious to me that this can be sold to children. Well, I mean, the WWF did back in the 90s sell a toy of Al Snow that came with head. Like a mannequin head that people misconstrued as being glorifying violence towards women, because they kind of screwed up completely on the molding for that. But never mind that. This has spine bits attached, all the details of a proper skull, along with something a bit strange in the molding right there below his eye. It kind of looked like something's coming out of his eye at the same time it got frozen. So, yeah. That's it for McFarlane's Sub-Zero. If you're a fan of the game, you're a fan of the character and you want a well articulated toy of his current design before MK12 definitely comes out and reboots everything and gives him a new design, then there really isn't another option on the market, at least in the $30, $25 price range. Like, nobody else is making Mortal Kombat toys. Like, somebody recently made Borderlands toys, which would be cool, but those characters don't really, like, have that much staying power connected to me as much as, say, Sub-Zero or Scorpion does. And he has pretty nice eyebrows. This stand fell out, but I recommend this guy. The strength of the character, the articulation, his weapon, his accessories, while minimum, they definitely are all you need for a Sub-Zero. Like 2 frozen weapons, something to recreate a scene from the game. I think that's sufficient. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. God, this review is rambled on for half an hour. Until next time, I'll see you in the flesh pits. Bye! Mortal Kombat! Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm gonna go now.